Wait a minute. I know this lesson. Stranger danger! I'm gonna point my hand at Hux and cast color spray.
Right, which brings us to the final member of our party. How are you entering town?
What ways are there to enter the
Um,
city?
you may enter from either of the three roads or from the docks.
I'm gonna enter from the docks. Like,
Right.
I just came off of a boat, but maybe like from one of the faraway lands sort of things.
Frog, GM roll me 1d100.
There you go.
Oh wow, I fumbled
There we
that.
go.
Oh lord.
Fantastic.
Oops.
Right, Demon, you are in charge of the event now. Okay.
Got it.
So, with that being the case, what the hell was I rolling for again? Right. So, you note that the ship that you are leaving is the Bloated Barnacle.
So he's getting off the ship.
He is getting off the ship
Okay.
that has been having trouble with cargo all day. Judging from the position of the sun, it is now about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Can I make a perception roll?
You may. All right. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Just the hustle and bustle of the docks and the two very, very large buildings right in front. One of which you can easily identify as being the sort of town hall of the area, the Jarl's Longhouse, and the other being the Drunken Wyvern. Notably, you notice the large wyvern head mounted to the front, which you can kind of see the backside of.
I kind of look at it, and like part of me wants to know what it even is. I probably have never seen one before, but at the same time, I kind of just
roll
like,
me an intelligence check.
Just saying, I'm kind of like, I don't think I want to.
Yeah. Roll me an intelligence check. Let's see if you know what this creature is.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely know what it is.
So I kind of just stand there and stare at it. I'm like, you know what? Can I roll another perception just to see if I notice anything about it?
Certainly.
Perception.
Oh what?
Oh yeah, you definitely notice that the skin on it is fake.
Nice.
I kind of just sit there and kind of just like have this blank stare on my face, like, wow, that's really okay.
Yeah, you also notice that it is rather shittily done.
I just kind of walk under, like, just kind of staring at this. I'm just like trying to figure out how nobody's noticed this yet. I guess I'm just like, all right. Guess I'm not here for the taxidermy.
Yep.
I walk in, kind of like I didn't really realize I was walking in because I was kind of more mesmerized by how bad the wyvern looked. But I just end up walking in, and looking around, just seeing what's in there or where everything is.
Right. So you will see absolutely everybody that's inside the bar. The bartender, who, waves, points to the 2-drink minimum sign, and the large weapons at the door. By this point, Hux, you and Frog are back up.
Ha 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 ha. Okay, let me know when I can do something. I don't want to interrupt Kenta.
Yep, I'm just making that as a side note. Right. So Kenta, you notice all of the individuals in the room that have been mentioned before.
Okay. The bow's a large weapon, right?
Yes, the bow would be considered a large weapon.
Okay. Is there anywhere I can like hang it up, sort of?
Yes, there's a space on the rack specifically for bows.
Okay. So I walk over and I put that up on the wall. And I'm kind of looking around to see just where everybody is and what's going on. Is Hux and who was the other one that was on the floor?
Frog. He actually passed out directly in his seat.
Okay. Do I notice that were they on the floor or passed out before, like when I walked in?
The moment you walked in, they woke up.
Okay. So I kind of take notice of that, or do I do a perception to take notice?
You may roll a perception.
Damn.
Oh yeah, you definitely notice.
Jeez, dude.
No, nothing gets by my eyes until it really matters. Then I'm gonna be able to see nothing.
Yep, foxy eyes of awesome.
But like I see that they were on the floor. The Hux was on the floor, and that Frog was in the chair, passed out. So I kind of brush it off at the moment, as like I guess they just had a little too much or had something too strong, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Are there any free seats around?
Yes, you notice this table over here is empty. That I'm highlighting.
Is there anybody sitting at the seats?
No. It is a completely free table.
Okay. After I put my weapon up and I take a look around one more time, kind of being a little cautious about everything. I still have my cloak on and the hood up, so people don't really see my face right away. But I go and I take a seat next to, at the far end of it, kind of being away from everybody a little bit, a little more isolated, I guess. Are there any waitresses or the first seat? I think. Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
Gotta pick a seat.
Yes, there is actually. You will definitely take note of as she comes striding towards you. She is a human female, appears to be mid to late 20s, and she asks you what you will be drinking.
I just say to her kind of sheepishly, because like he's like super shy around, especially women. Like, what do you have on tap?
She'll kind of chuckle and mention a lovely winter mead.
He goes, okay, I guess I'll have one of those then.
Yep. She'll step into the back for a couple of minutes and return with your mug of fresh made winter mead. It has the scent of apples and a hint of juniper berries.
He kind of gets like the smile on his face because it kind of reminds him of some of the stuff from back home. So it's kind of like a little sentimental.
In fact, why don't you roll me an intelligence check as you take your sip? Oh yeah, it's definitely from home.
I kind of get this like, ooh, this is nice. I thank her for the drink. No, thank you. Really reminds me of home.
Yep. She'll smile and return to her duties. Right, Hux, what are you up to? You have just woken up.
I am going to kind of go, oh my gosh, lady, and I want to use bluff, and I want to play it off like I was just trying to say that this is a really rough town, and I thought we could team up being girls and go around together for safety. So I should roll bluff?
Yep, you will roll bluff.
Oh, damn. Dang.
And Azrael will roll sense motive to oppose.
Damn!
Oh
Damn
yeah,
it.
you can tell
Damn
she's
it,
lying.
damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on you, your little pervert. Honestly, I expected that from a guy, not from a fellow girl, but whatever. Ah, just throw my hands up in the air. It's like, whatever, just leave me alone for a little bit. And I proceed to turn to the frog, who was also probably woken up at this point. I am sorry for you getting hit in the crossfire, but and I point my finger back at Hux. That's a little perv right there. I'm really sorry for you getting hit too.
I'm gonna then pick up my drink, roll my eyes at her, and I'm gonna join Kenta over here. I'd be like, God, it's women, right?
Just he's just kind of like sitting there sipping on the drink, like trying not to agree or disagree, like not quite sure what just happened. But again, because you're a female, he's also kind of shy to even say anything in the first place.
Oi, cat got your tongue? I'm talking to you.
He just kind of looks up and no, I guess I've never really had a problem with that. Like completely confused as to what to actually say.
I'm just gonna shake my head and take a drink of my wine and kind of just.
I just kind of go back to drinking again, kind of trying to figure out what exactly happened before I got there, but also kind of trying not to think about it. Just like, I wonder what the heck he's doing.
It's like I'm almost curious, but it's not quite worth my time.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
I'm curious about this, but it might be dangerous.
As a frog wakes up, a frog notices a shadow mark near the back door to the wine cell. And it is the shadow mark of the guild.
I proceed to completely ignore these buffoons, hop off the stool, and go through the door.
Okay. As you enter, you see a small room that appears to be 8 foot by 8 foot with a trapdoor leading down. And of course, many caskets and kegs of alcohol.
I'm gonna roll a perception check for any kind of trap that may or may not be there.
Fantastic. Go ahead.
And how do you roll something like that, GM-wise?
I should have had it in the game settings. I'll be sure to revisit that. It should have prompted you for GM roll.
Dang, everybody's like kicking ass with perception today.
You missed the one where I got a 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
The only reason I rolled good is because I have a lot of natural bonuses helping me.
A frog obtained a 22. What is the result of a frog?
Ah. A frog notices no traps.
A frog opens the door.
Okay. You hear hushed whispers. Well, what appears to be hushed whispers coming up from the bottom of the area.
A frog rolls per intelligence to see if there's any passwords that he remembers or anything that may or may not be required, so he doesn't get shot with an arrow.
Go right ahead. You don't remember. You don't remember any passwords. However, you do note the whispers are in thieves' camp.
You're gonna make me go play Skyrim.
I might eventually. You do, as you descend, hear the voices getting louder, and it sounds like they're planning their next hike.
Okay, a little bit of meta here. Word has been sent ahead of my arrival, right? Which means someone should have.
Oh yeah, somebody knows that you're coming.
Okay. So then a frog is going to proceed in there and say that a frog is here to assist.
Right. As you enter, you come to a very large chamber, larger than the actual bit of the tavern that you just left. And in the very back corner, and this whole area is lit with torchlight, the very back corner, there is a large throne mounted to the wall. Sitting there, you recognize Bjorn the Fell-Handed, the local thieves guild master. And
Are there any protocols I should be aware of?
you would know that it is impolite to approach him without being summoned. You do see various other guild members planning their heists in the room, and one of them will actually take notice of.
Can I walk to the one that takes notice of me without getting squished by?
Since the, I guess you could call him the Underjarl, Bjorn is very far away from you to the point where like he doesn't even notice your arrival. You can approach up to 20 feet in front of him before you will be stopped.
Okay, so I'm not gonna get like instantly shot full.
Yeah, you're not gonna get
Well, of course
instantly
not.
shot.
Okay.
Yeah, you're free to mingle with the other members. Just do not approach the Underjarl.
I am going to approach the person who recognized me. A frog is going to do this.
And you will take note that the individual is of Vishkanya origin, and you recognize her as Eve.
Yes. A frog asks Eve what is his first task. What is required of him?
Eve just simply smiles, beckons you over to a corner, and is like, right. So, you notice a few of the buildings on your way.
Say what? I missed that. Sorry.
She's going to ask you if you noticed any of the buildings that you may have seen on your way. And there were a couple of shops leading to the docks.
Unfortunately, a frog did not. The frog thought it best to first report in.
There you go.
You know, she'll sigh and just kind of shake her head and smile and just be like, typical. Right, so there are a couple of apothecary shops here in town. We're going to hit one of those. The thing that we're doing is the numbers job. You know how this goes. And a frog should definitely remember how the numbers job goes.
Writing notes, sorry.
Oh, yeah. The hit will occur at 9 p.m. when everyone's asleep.
For those of us who don't know what a number job is, can you maybe fill us in?
Yes, for those of you not in the know and not rogues, the number job is where you break into an establishment, go for their ledger, and fudge the numbers a bit to scrape some gold off the top.
Okay, thank you.
So, yeah. So basically, they're going to commit forgery and take some gold out of the coffer.
A frog knows where this apothecary is, correct?
A frog would have noticed it on the way in. You would have definitely taken notice of the apothecary that is right beside the Jarl's Longhouse. In fact, it's the Jarl's personal apothecary. And of course, Eve will detail all of that to you. For a fee, of course.
How much is this fee?
You know from your previous dealings with her that she's going to charge you 2 gold for all of the information.
I will gladly play this for this information.
Yep. She's going to detail the nightly guard patrols, and you'll know that a few of the guards are permanently stationed to be in front of the apothecary. And that is simply to prevent break-ins. However, the apothecary is known to leave his back window open. And while it is very rare, it is a possibility it could happen tonight.
I'm assuming there's no magical traps or anything I gotta worry about now.
Not that she is aware of.
Okay, that means if it fucks up, it's not on me, it's on her. This is good.
Oh, yeah. She'll also note that if you find anything of rare or interest that could be useful or pretty for the guildmaster, get it.
I do have a question.
Uh-huh.
Would my character have noticed the frog just get up and like leave?
Roll me perception.
Yeah, I've just been kind of shoulder surfing this conversation with the dock workers and just kind of people watching. So.
Yep. You notice the frog leave. That is for sure.
I just see if he comes back. Like, I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on like where he came from, like where he went, and see if he comes back.
Okay.
Just casually look over there. That's about it. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna continue listening to the dock workers.
All right. In the meantime, Baldric, what are you doing?
I'm just here at the bar enjoying my trying not to fall over drunk.
Just existing.
All right. Roll me a Constitution save, or a
Yes.
Fortitude save, rather.
1 second.
Wait, is Bardrick our dwarf?
Yes, Baldric is the dwarf. You are very swiftly approaching 3 sheets to the.
Nice.
Okay. Speaking of, are other people drinking? Fortitude saves.
Fine, I guess.
I just started saying random
Zytri,
scripture.
you are totally fine.
Okay.
Hux, you are drunk. Azrael, you are drunk.
Of course.
Yep.
Kenta, you are blitzed.
After one drink.
Yo, son, they spiked your drink.
Clearly.
Yeah, you don't remember ever being this drunk from having this mead.
I can just see him kind of like sitting there. I don't remember. Oh, yo.
Oh
Just
wait,
looking
that's
at
right.
that.
Yeah, Azrael, you're an angel. You're tipsy. You're not quite drunk.
Noted.
Right. So, the frog has all of his information. So he is free to go about his business as he pleases.
Okay, what time is it right now? It's like what? You said noon-ish?
It is now right about 11:30. You've been gone for 30 minutes.
The frog proceeds to come back from the cellar, but stealth-like.
Stealth like.
Roll me a stealth.
Dang.
Nice. You are a ghost's fart as you come up. Since you were looking, Zytri, give me a perception. Right.
Nope.
You do not notice the frog come back. 1 minute he's gone. The next minute he's at the bar again.
Like, I just.
Can I change position and like pop up in that shadowy area in the back corner?
That would put you close to the demon.
Okay, never mind. I take that back. Just poof.
Yeah. Yeah, just poof, and you're at the bar in front of the orc. The orc is actually quite perplexed as to how you got.
He looks back. He's wiping his glass, and he looks back. He's like, "Oh fuck, he's back." All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Waves
all
hands
in
in the air
silent
like
theater.
the Porg.
Okay.
You didn't see
question.
anything.
Since,
The
since I'm looking,
the half orc will take note of your attire and just kind of nod.
since I'm facing the bar area, would I be able to actually even notice them, being as blitzed as I am?
You are completely plastered, but go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Eat that natural 20.
Funny enough, you notice him leave. You don't notice him come back.
He's just kind of sitting there. He's still kind of sipping, like maybe half the drink is gone. He like plastered. He's
You
kind
have
of like
to have a
mumbling.
minimum of 2. What are you gonna do?
Die.
Yeah. The barmaid, in fact, comes back and sets the other glass in front of you.
He just kind of looks like his head's on the table where he's like, "Oh, okay." And he's looking over, like in that moment, he kind of notices the frog, but he's trying to say it, like, "Hey, he wasn't here," but it just kind of comes out of, it's the frog.
Yeah.
Do I notice him? Do I notice a couple of these people getting like a little too drunk for noon?
So you do notice a few people getting drunk. That's actually not that hard for you to see. Of particular note is the strange fox person that is just blitzed out of his mind and is continuing to drink himself into a drunken stupor.
I will.
It tastes
I'll
like
t-
home.
I'll tap the dwarf on the shoulder. Well, tap, but it'll be a pretty decent pat. I'll just pat him on the shoulder, and I'll be like, "I'm gonna go see what's going on over there," and
Right.
walk up and take a seat over next to the drunk
All right.
fox and see how he's doing.
Roll me a d6.
Okay.
You knock the wind out of the dwarf.
All right. Just I'm gonna go over there. All right.
He just kind of nods as he's gasping for breath.
All right. Like a kid getting hit in the chest with a kickball.
Yes,
Oh.
exactly.
Not
Right,
how
so
you were babies.
you are now seated next to a drunken fox.
I look over at him and then I notice the weird creature across from me. I'm just gonna eye them.
Right. You don't even need to have a sense magic to tell that this is not a natural creature.
Yeah, no, I'm just like I'm trying to discern what the fuck is going on in front of me in that chair, but it's well beyond me. I don't even have to roll an intelligence check. It's just
Roll me knowledge nature.
I can do that, but it's
Dang.
There you go.
I have a
Yeah,
-2.
You know that this is not a creature of this world.
I'd like raise my horn and then realize it's empty and
I think you
Like-
should drink his second one, because if you don't, he's gonna end up dying, I think.
Dying.
I'd look at my
Yeah.
horn and then I'd look at that. What's it look like?
What about the?
Your horn is
dog
empty
that's
at
a
this
foot
point.
tall?
No, my horn's fine, but the
But I'm drinking.
the
from.
alcohol in his drink.
The alcohol in his drink is kind of like an apple cider kind of hue.
I'd kind of look
Um,
at it and like I'd smell it. I'd pick it up and I'd look at it and like and
Yeah.
Take it like a
probably
shot.
I'd like
it-
down half of it and then just set it down. Probably not taste much of it.
You do taste the apples and the hint of juniper berries as you down it. It is impossible to avoid the taste.
Okay. I just like down it. I'd
Yeah.
be like, I'd like stop. I'd set it down, and then I'd realize I just tasted something. I'd look, and then
Yeah,
set it
something
down.
that actually doesn't taste like ash in your mouth.
Yeah, it's like fine. This is cool.
And Meanwhile, Kenta's just sitting there. It's good, ain't it?
Speaking of Kenta, is your tail wagging?
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact, like a little bastard.
Yeah.
I do want to note one thing. Like my character is supposed to be a fox, but he has like I think I already said this in the story, in the backstory though, that he looks human, like the Kento Neko Mimi kind of thing, whatever. You know, he has the ears and the tail, but he has like kind of human face.
Yep. Yeah. So he's a Kitsune Mimi.
Yeah.
But yeah, he appears to anybody else to be human, unless they really notice his ears and tail.
I'd look down and I'd notice like movement out of the corner of my eye and kind of look at both of them and just
You're
pick
so
up the
out
drink.
of place.
Just pick up the drink again and just finish it and set it down. Like slowly just bring it up to my lips and finish it, then just set it down.
That's great.
Just like, I don't know what's going on.
I just sit here and watch these people look amazed.
The barmaid comes back asking if you guys would like anything to eat.
I, like, as she says, do I want anything, I'm just gonna, like, set my horn on the table and just...
Yep.
Probably
She will take that as a sign of get you another.
It's
So she'll take that and be like, you know, food for anybody.
I just point at that thing next to me, and just like kind of a grunt. Just
I think he
Yeah.
needs some bread, pretty lady.
You know, she'll smile and like go back to the kitchen area and return shortly after with 3 plates of like this meat and potatoes, along
That's
with
not
your
what I
drinking
asked
horn,
for.
freshly filled. Yeah, like meat, potatoes, bread, you know, the whole 9 yards. Like it's just straight full meal.
Oh,
And
shit.
she will hold out her hand for payment.
How
The
much?
frog is going to take his other drink and he's going to give it to the fire fiend looking thing.
Okay, so you're gonna go over to the table.
I'll drop a. I don't know how much it is, so I had to destroy that. And I'll drop 6 copper in her hand and just hope to God it's enough. I fucking don't know.
Yeah, she didn't really give us a price.
Right.
I'm sitting there, like just kind of fiddling with the
And I'd
log
like
now,
I'd.
trying to-
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I'd just kind of look at her and like. I'd shrug. I'd hand her the copper and I'd just shrug.
Yeah. So you hand her 6 copper. She looks down at it and motions for.
I would look at the creature with the horns, shrug again.
I'm not paying for you. How much is it, lady?
It is 3 silver pieces for the lot of you.
So a
But-
silver each.
But because you played so beautifully, yours is.
Oh, of course. Why, thank you. Nom 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 nom.
I would look at this exchange that just happened in front of me.
Cheeks isn't gonna pay for anything.
I look like
Nope.
I look at the fucking horned creature. I look at the barmaid. I look at the horned creature. I look at the barmaid. And for 6 seconds, I am going to activate Dead Calm, which will, my eyes will, like I asked about if anyone has played Monster Hunter. Has anyone seen Savage Devil Joe?
I have.
Oh,
my
dear God.
eyes
The
are going
pickle!
to, my eyes are going to start almost smoking for just a glimpse of a second.
Just because you have to pay.
And I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out 14 more copper and set it down and just even out the fuckery that is happening right now.
She takes one look at your eyes and goes, "Never mind," and quickly runs away.
Like I have the 14 copper in my hand. I'm like, I mean, at that point, I'd look, and
And she is gone.
I'd look up.
And Buxton's just looking at you like with a spoon halfway in their mouth, going, "What the fuck just happened?"
And I'm just sitting there, still
Left.
futzing around in my wallet, trying to figure out how to count.
I'd
I'm
look.
just, I'm just
Maybe,
here
like,
looking like, what the
she-
hell is wrong with these people?
She left.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think you get it for
As I
free,
still
too.
have, like, I'm sitting there in the chair with like 14 copper just piled into my hand, and I look, and I try to look for the woman.
She is nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk up at that point. I'm gonna walk up to the bar and set the like next to Frog. And oh wait, the Frog went over here.
Yeah,
I'm
he
just
gave you a
gonna
drink.
walk next to the.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
walk next to the girl and just set the gold down or set the copper down and said, "Wench forgot to pay," and walk away.
He will grunt in acknowledgement and nod, and rake the coins into a coin purse underneath the bar.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got a question. Since you said that the two of them are, angel and demon kind of thing, would anything happen between them just by being close to each other?
Well, you definitely smell the fire and brimstone coming off of him, and it's a little bit stronger now that he's
Sorry,
done his rage thing. He is going to definitely feel the aura of good that you're putting out.
Yeah, at that point, I wouldn't pay attention. Like, I'm used to this shit.
And I recognize this individual's got some demon stuff going on, but I'm gonna just ignore it for a little bit right now.
In fact, if you want to, I can go ahead and allow you to make an unskilled knowledge of religion check.
Really?
Yes.
Don't
That'd
question.
almost that'd be like a racial thing.
Yeah, in this case, it's going to be a racial thing for you.
Which one of us?
For you.
For the sorceress in particular.
Okay.
Yeah, you would know that he has a little bit of pit fiend in him, and
Sorry. go ahead.
that actually flashes before your eyes briefly, so you do see what the pit fiend looks like.
My dog is trying
I'd
to
probably
fit
just
that
reach up and
second door.
tap him on the shoulder for a moment and ask, "Are you okay? You doing fine?"
I'd look like that's probably as I'm turning around from paying. I'd look down and look at the coin that's getting drug away. Wench forgot pay. And continue walking on.
I'd just keep eyeing him the entire way that he's walking back. As the moment he sits down, I go back to my drink and just down the rest of the drink that's left over.
Nice. Give me a fortitude.
I'm so going to fail.
I'd also notice the frog that's suddenly sitting at the table. I feel like the internal monologue of the person inside of me is like, why the fuck is this happening? Why today? And then, like, out of me is just drinking calmly.
Yeah. Israel, you actually find that you have sobered up.
Awesome. Drink
Baldric,
more, I drink
would you
the
like to
soda.
make a perception and a knowledge religion check for me?
Sure. So when I'm rolling,
Roll perception first, and I'll tell you if you notice anything. Oh yeah, you definitely smell the sulfur as the demon spawn walks past you, and make me a knowledge religion. Okay, so you can't identify exactly what he's got in him, but you know that he's definitely got some form of demon in him.
All right, I just not yell, but I just say out loud. Did anyone else notice this? Something's fishy here.
Nobody seems to pay you any attention.
Do I notice the frog next to the like? I look at the frog and do I notice anything special about him?
I don't know. Does he?
Oh no, do I? Is anything like like more than like less than a perception check? Anything special about you, other than being a frog?
You do note his outfit as being similar to your Black Ops.
I'd look. I'd like in the most what's the word for it? In the most uneloquent way, I would like lift up part of the cloak and I would like point at the frog and look down at the cloak and then look at the frog and then look at the cloak and
Like, are you gonna gesture to yourself?
I would like look at the cloak, look at the frog, look at the cloak, and I would just point at the frog and ask him if he kills people.
That's brilliant. Okay, there's several things I can do to this. I can do the charisma. I can do the soft check. I can do.
It'd be more of like it'd be like a solid 6 seconds of me like thinking of what to say and looking back and forth, and then you kill people.
You should just go ribbit. That'd be hilarious.
That was one option, but I gotta be in character. So, give me a second to compose my response. I'm sorry, that kind of threw me for a loop there.
I had to mute myself for a few minutes there.
That's absolutely.
Frog
I'm still
does not
laughing
kill
at
people.
this.
The gods determine their lifespan. I, the frog, does not.
Saying this loud
Can I
enough
run
for-
that as a buff check or something?
I would just-
Absolutely.
I don't even think that would matter. I would take it at face value.
Yeah, so you don't even need to roll a bluff check for that.
No, your words
Okay.
pass as they are. I would. Man, just
Go ahead and roll it anyway, because of the people seated at the table.
Damn.
Sense motive
Wow.
to oppose. Those of you who wish.
It's not technically a lie.
You know what? Let me try. I'll give it a try. I don't know if it matters since my guy is still
Nope, I
past me.
believe him. Or I just ignore him because I'm eating.
Yeah, you kind of take him at face value, and or
what
ignore
happens.
him while you eat.
That's kind of like one of those
There you go.
half-truths, though,
My-
right?
Yeah, and you would use bluff for any of that, any sort of deception.
Let me see. I'll try for it just to. Yeah.
You, wow.
Nope.
You
You're
are
so
too
drunk.
drunk to care.
I'm just sitting there in the corner, like giggling like a little freaking schoolgirl.
Oh, Lord.
just seeing all that stuff before, you kill people. You just like laughing, just at the words.
Right. Azrael, what are you up to while all of the shenanigans are going on?
I'm trying to determine whether or not I want to have another drink or not. In fact, I decide that I don't want to, despite the fact that there's a 2-drink limit. I'll go up to try to wave the bartender over and offer them another silver piece and say, please, I don't want another one. Can I just pay you for the drink?
He'll just kind of cock his head quizzically, and then push the silver piece back.
You could always buy a drink for somebody.
I'm gonna buy another drink for me then. With the silver piece, I guess. I'll just take a silver piece. Another drink then.
Yeah. He again just kind of cocks his head and gestures to the still half-filled bottle next.
Oops.
Oops. I thought I drank mine completely.
And he'll again push the silver piece back to you.
Okay. I'm gonna.
An honest bartender. Who knew?
Wow. I guess I'll just continue. I'll just try and down the rest of the drink that's left over for me.
Okay. Roll me a fortitude save as you chug.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay.